What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar. And today we just tried to reel in a little bit of the loss that we had yesterday. We watched yesterday's video. It was a pretty nasty loss. Today we made back a little bit of it, not a whole lot. Um, Almost made back all of it, but gave a little bit back on a couple of longs in E period that just really didn't work out as well as I'd planned. But overall, today was a much better day trading wise. Early on was a lot more accommodating. We opened this morning with a gap up after yesterday's price probe to the upside. We gapped up, opened with that gap, held the gap, got the overnight highs, began the one time frame up, and then we began to get the IB high, or the initial balance high, which is just the first two 30-minute time frames high. So a lot of things were in buyer's favor for a good part of the morning. Now in E period, we had a little bit of a liquidation break, which caused the market to move lower. And then we kind of got a little bit of a rally. Now in M period, I don't know what happened. M period's its own thing. Mo does its own thing. And it just ripped lower prior to the earnings that were released right after the bell. Apparently somebody knew something that the rest of us didn't, or they just decided to take profit. One of the two. But overall, did really well today. Very, very good. I closed down my DOM. I think right after my third loss in a row on the day. I was up as much as $600 on the day. After the loss yesterday, that was a pretty significant chunk. I should have closed it down then. I didn't, but I decided to get involved on a pullback where I was comfortable, and it just really didn't work out. I would take those trades time and time again, honestly, because they do work out a majority of the time. Today just was a little bit different. Did not work out as well as I planned. But to start in A period, first time frame of the day, I took a couple longs around the 50 level, got stopped out for a small gain because I was trailing up with a trailing stop. Got stopped out for a small gain. Didn't really pay out as much, but then I just kind of let A period chop back and forth. Now B period, I did not get them whenever they started one time framing up. I tried to get long to get A's high. It just really didn't work out that well. I stopped out for like a very small loss. I bought 50, got stopped out 70. What was that? 47.75 is where I got stopped out. Then we rotated up, and after we started one time framing up, that's when I got involved and started taking longs on the upside. So very happy with how I handled B period. That's where I made majority of my money. Actually, was in B period. Just ebb and flow longs, and then in C period had even a bigger trade. Whenever it pulled back, as you can see, bought near the low of C period, rode that bad boy up to get the initial bounce high, and then took it off. So made good money on that trade in C period, and then didn't do anything in D period. C, I didn't want to trade near the highs. B period, I still wasn't liking that we were trading near the highs, near an area that I felt was a very difficult area. If we look at the hourly chart, this area here was kind of a choppy, messy area, but you can see where we clearly broke down from. It was an area that we were once holding at one point in time, and then became an area that just we had a very difficult time in. You can see that happen again today. Between that 60 and 70 level was kind of more or less where I did not want to get involved. The 60 to 75 level, I really didn't want to get involved in longing, but anywhere below that, whenever it pulled back, I was okay and comfortable getting long. So that's what I did in E period. Took long against the one-time framing to defend D's low and the set of single prints. It did not work out. I got stopped out at D's low. It kept pulling back in. Once it filled the set of single prints, I got long, expecting a little bit of a reactionary bounce. Did not happen. Kept coming in. Got stopped out. And then I attempted even another long, slightly lower, actually, but an MES. I took it with a very small size and got stopped out for a very small loss in that as well. So after that, I pretty much did nothing. The rest of the day, was happy. Closed the day up $498 on the day. So very happy. considering the loss yesterday. So tomorrow we look to maybe chip away a little bit more. Not looking to take it all back this week, but looking to maybe take a little bit back going into the weekend, and then next week chip away even more so. But very happy with how I traded today. Traded well, was being patient, and waited for my levels and that I was comfortable with, and kind of kept grinding it out. And that's kind of what I need to do moving forward. But as of right now, as far as the bigger picture goes, all right, we still held a gap. All right. Yesterday we came back into a balance. Today we broke out of that balance and pushed up with a pretty significant gap, pushed up higher. Buyers failed to establish any type of control, and we rolled over. Came back up to the same level where we basically broke down from, rolled over again, got into the gap going into the close. Now tomorrow, it is if we do not gap lower, we would hate to see an island gap down. That would be very bearish. So what that would mean is we gapped up, this little bit of profile stays here. If we gap down, there's no meat in between, right? Nothing here, and then there'd be nothing here. So it's pretty much just its own little floating, you know how like you put a dot in the eye, you know, so it's like an island gap. If we were to gap down. Now, if we open up into today's range tomorrow and trade it, you can expect a whole lot of chop, because that's what happened today. It's a whole lot of chop that happened. Very large range and a whole lot of chop is what we can expect. If we happen to get through it and keep pushing higher, then say we open up inside the day's range, hold the lows, rotate up higher, we will continue to one time frame and up. But if we take out today's low at any point in time, tomorrow we'll be back to balance, and how big that balance is will depend on how far we pull into our previous balance area, if that makes any sense. So hopefully that makes sense. If you guys like to learn more, go check out Paul Asmar on YouTube, camelbacktrading.org. Go check that out if you'd like to learn any more about the profile. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.